Kakadosh Boker Tov. We're continuing with the halachot of Taanit Chalom. We mentioned yesterday to do with that a person had a bad dream on Shabbat. And now what happened was after having a bad dream on Shabbat, so they had to fast. So the halacha we mentioned is that they fast on the Shabbat, even though, again, they don't have to accept upon themselves the day before in order to fast, but they do the fast on the Shabbat, and then they have to do another fast during the week to make that up. The exact same halacha would apply if the person will have to make a fast on Yom Tov, Chol HaMoed, Rosh Chodesh, Chanukah, or Purim. Which means if a person had a bad dream, whether it was on Yom Tov, whether it's going to be Chol HaMoed, Rosh Chodesh, Chanukah, or Purim, he would have to fast on that day of Rosh Chodesh, Chanukah, Purim, all these things, he would have to fast. Right? Now, the only time when he will not fast is going to be if it happened on Erev Yom Kippur. Because on Erev Yom Kippur, if he's going to fast, then we're going to suspect that Chas Shalom, since he's also fasting on Erev Kippur, and then also on Kippur, he might not be able to finish, and therefore there he will not fast. But the other times of Yom Tov, Chanukah, Purim, Chol HaMoed, all these times, he will have to do an additional fast as well. Now, when we're talking about over here, right, just like on Shabbat, you fasted on Shabbat, and you had to do another fast as like a knas, as a penalty because you fasted on Shabbat, the exact same halacha would apply on the other days as well. Which means the person had a bad dream on Purim. So now he has to come and he has to fast on Purim. He has to fast another day of the week because he fasted on Purim. And the same halacha would apply whether it's going to be on Chol HaMoed or other days. The only exception to the rule will be on Rosh Chodesh Nisan and Rosh Chodesh Av. Why? Because on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, Nadav and Avihu, the children of Aaron HaKohen, passed away. And Rosh Chodesh Av, which is only Nachala Azkara, which is written in the Torah, Aaron HaKohen passed away. So therefore, even though l'alacha you're not allowed to fast on Rosh Chodesh, even Rosh Chodesh Av or Rosh Chodesh Nisan, but since some people say you're allowed to fast on those days, because at the end of the day, those were days that some bad things happened to Klal Yisrael, right? Which is again Rosh Chodesh Nisan, Rosh Chodesh Av, and therefore, since there are shittot that you're allowed to fast, if you did fast on those days, the Taanit Chalom, you do not have to do another Taanit because of this Taanit Chalom. Now, whenever we talk about doing this Taanit for a kapara, the additional fast, because you fasted on a day that you're supposed to fast, you're supposed to do it right away on the Sunday. Obviously, if a person is weak, so then he can't do it. And then there's a whole bunch of different cases also brought down here in the Halacha Brura, that what happens if the Sunday will be Erev Kippur or so on and so forth. So again, there's going to be different halachot. If a person does come and they did fast on Shabbat, they didn't fast throughout the entire next week, even though they were supposed to, and then what happened was the next Shabbat, again deja vu, again they have a bad dream, right? So therefore the halacha states that when he has to make up again now another fast, he only has to do one for the two. So therefore here he doesn't have to do two fasts because he fasted on two Shabbatot. He'll do one fast for coming and fasting for these two Shabbatot. So these are just a few of the halachot. Obviously this is very, very important because of the Taanit of the Kapara, or for the atonement that we want to annul all our bad decrees. So therefore it's very important. There will be another halacha that we already mentioned before in Siman Resh Kaf, which has to do with Tavat Chalom, that you do it either that you do it with people that you come and you annul the dream, or also during Birkat Kohanim, that there was such a thing that you could find in the Sidurim, that during Birkat Kohanim they would also do a Tavat Chalom. So that's also different ways of also doing it, but these are just a few of them, Bezrat Hashem.